On the storm watch tonight, with all eyes on that storm that's coming on Friday. But first, we have to sort of wrap up the business of February, which was an extremely warm month.
Yeah, this month is ending a little bit like most Celtics games, right, Eric? It's coming right down to the wire,
right.
whether we're going to actually make it the warmest February.
Not a bad analogy. All right, I like it. Yeah, mixing our sports and weather. And we're going to come within 1/10 of a degree or so for the warmest February on record in Boston. Of course, today was another exceptional one, just a few degrees shy of the records for the date. A long run of days warmer than average to end out the month. February is the new April and March is the new February. That seems the way the last couple of years have gone anyway. And it's still 50 in Boston, 52 in Worcester, 40s on the south coast with the southwest wind, and there is yet more mild air off to our west. So tonight's lows are close to 40, a slight chance of a shower, a very mild night. Tomorrow is another very mild day. We'll see bright sunshine in the morning. The clouds will roll in the afternoon and the evening, but high temps are going to be way up into the 50s. A few towns just west of Boston may even hit 60 degrees for tomorrow. So it's a great day if you have to run some errands, prepare for our storm. Tomorrow will certainly make that possible. Then we watch the nor'easter develop, and this is really going to be an extremely potent storm. It moves in after midnight Thursday night. So by Friday morning, we start with heavy rainfall. There's some mild air to begin with this storm. And then it takes up residence just south of Nantucket, and it's going to sit there for about 6 to 12 hours. That's a bad setup for us. It's going to bring in a lot of heavy rain, a lot of strong wind, really crank up the surf, and that repetitive heavy precipitation, plus the winds turning a little bit more northerly, will flip us over to wet snowfall after midday, I think. It'll start in western and central Massachusetts. Then as we head toward Friday evening, that wet snow line will creep down through Boston and southeastern Massachusetts as the whole big gyre of low pressure moves farther offshore. So we'll start one thing at a time. Winds up first. They'll really increase early on Friday, and we'll have strong northeasterly winds all day, gusting up to 50 or even 55 miles per hour inland, gusting 70 to 80 miles per hour at times at the coast. Your strongest winds felt on Cape Cod and the islands. But even as we head into Friday night and Saturday, these north-northeast winds are going to continue. They'll be strong at the coastline. That's going to keep the surf from subsiding, and it's really going to lead to a potentially destructive situation at the coastline. The wave heights will rapidly build on Friday. That sea is going to ramp up in very short order, and those wave heights will stay high all the way through the upcoming weekend. So a dangerous storm for mariners. And what makes this different from what we saw earlier on the year, a lot of people were asking online, is this going to be like January 4th where we had that blizzard? Yes or no? The water levels will be very similar, but this is over 4 high tide cycles instead of just 1 like we had in January, plus more wave action to this and more wind. So this has the potential over 4 different high tides to produce moderate to major flooding. I just checked the Boston Harbor forecast. It is nearly identical to January 4th, but for 3 straight high tides. So this is going to be pretty remarkable, I think, at the coastline, and you need to prepare for it for sure. Rain amounts 1 to 3 inches. Some towns will be up to 4. Flood watches are out across the region for that. Then we get to the most uncertain part of the forecast, which is the snow. And I want to give a reasonable worst-case scenario because if you're going to get this heavy, wet snow flip, you got to be prepared for it. And the highest likelihood of that occurring is with elevation. Worcester County, southwestern New Hampshire, northeastern Connecticut, out toward western Mass and Connecticut. And then quickly as you head down toward Boston, I think we'll see some wet snowfall, but those amounts will be lesser. So you put it all together, and kind of that meeting of the strongest winds and the heaviest wet snow, that's where we have our highest power outage risks. And as we move into the weekend, it'll be windy and chilly with highs near 40 on Saturday and Sunday, but most of the precipitation will be gone. So it's going to be a really busy couple of days, and take this one seriously.